Hang on. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to give me a second to get myself straightened out here. I'm a little discombobulated because my last meeting ran a little late, so find you all. Hey, everybody. Okay, so today we are going to talk about core present. If I'm going to share my screen with you guys. One of those days. Okay, so in your marketing, right down here is core present. Now, the folks that are on right now, you may or may not have this. If you don't have this and you don't want to stay, I totally understand. If you don't have this and you want to stay and see that what it does and talk to your broker about adding it on to their KV Core, you can totally do that because it's pretty awesome. What core present is a CMA builder for listing presentations. You can also create buyer tours. You can do a lot of things with it, but what I'm going to concentrate on today is not that aspect of it, but how to customize it to make it yours. So what I get a lot of requests for sometimes is people say, I don't have a listing presentation and I need a listing presentation. What this does is this will make a listing presentation for you. However, of course, it's super general because we've made it for everyone. And if you want to make it really your own, then you can do that. There's tons of customization available to you in this, in here. So where you want to go to customize the situation. And before I do that, actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a presentation really fast for you guys, just to show you kind of what it looks like kind of out of the box. So if you are doing a listing presentation, let's do my, gosh, it's been like, I was like, I'll do my old address, but I don't remember what it is, and it's only been like 3 months. Oh, that's right. 18232. Actually, this is not going to work because this MLS is not to my actual area. Let's pick one that's here. You would put the address in and it's going to pre-populate all addresses. So I'll pick this one right here. It's in Santa Monica. Let's go next. And what it's going to do is it's from the MLS is going to bring in what it knows about the property. And if you know this property and you know it's not correct because sometimes it's not, you know, people have added on or people have made changes, you can make those differences right here. Then you're going to go to comparables. And what it's going to do for you is it's going to give you a bunch of different comparables. You can add or subtract, you can take away, and I'm going over this fast because this is not really the point of this presentation today. And actually, if you want to know how to use the system really, really well, in your dashboard, in our training calendar, I'll just do Eastern time, but every single Tuesday morning, we have, I guess it's noon on Eastern time, but morning for me, is our live demo. And they will go through how to make the comparables, how to do everything. It's a really in-depth, deep dive. And if you have core present, I highly recommend you go to this webinar. I highly recommend you learn how to use it. This tool is pretty spectacular once you get to know it. And this is a great tool to use not only for your seller leads, but also for your past clients to do like a, 1 year out, show them what the comparables are around them, show them what you can really do for them, and then ask for referrals. Say, hey, you know anybody that's looking to sell, I can make the same kind of presentation for them. So you can do the whole thing. You pick Here's your sold matches. Maybe you want to add a coming soon, or a pending, which they don't have any here, but maybe you want to add this active one, and it'll tell you, hey, this is 3% larger, but it's kind of right outside the scope of maybe the circle around it. You know your area though, maybe on this side of the house, it doesn't match up with things that are on this side of the house. Obviously, you can add and subtract as you like. It will build you a CMA, which looks like this. And they can click on these things, and they can look at every single house that you've chosen as a comp, and they can actively look through all of the features. It goes into a great bit of detail. It has all the MLS stuff on there. They can look at the pictures of the house. They can see the inside pictures if they're on the MLS, all that good stuff to say, hey, this looks like my house. This makes sense to me, or whatnot. Once you're done with that, you create a presentation. And this is kind of the part where I wanted to get to with you guys. And the presentation looks like this, and you can send it to them in a link so that they can share it, they can look at it. It's not something you have to print out. So you want a web version, you can print it out in a PDF version if you're going to someone's home, but if you want to send it to them, you can do that. So we're gonna present it and share it. And this is your link right here. So this, you can email it to them. You can add a video link to it saying, hey, I just made this for you, blah, blah, blah. There's all sorts of things you can do, but I'm going to copy this and I'm going to kind of show you what the presentation looks like had I not done anything to it. Looks like this. Actually, I put this in about me, and I will show you how to do this with you. This will be blank, actually, if you don't customize your settings first, as will this will be blank if you don't customize your settings first. But it just goes kind of through your agent. It'll show you where the comparables are. Again, anything they click on, they can look at. Again, clicking on all of this stuff, it'll let them see everything in it. And then it kind of talks about market assessment. It talks about pricing. Actually, this is a really great slide I like, because this pulls information in for you that shows you kind of where people are looking, number of buyers looking for homes in this area. You can put comparable supply in, number of buyers looking for homes, all sorts of stuff. Then, this pulls in from your company. So however many online engagements are happening in your company, these are how many online engagements are happening in your company, happening near this property, the same price point. How many buyers do you have right now? You can say, hey, these are the number of buyers I have right now in my area that are looking for something, and it will give you the kind of buyer IDs. It'll say these, I have these people ready to buy your house. You can take this slide out. So if you have, let's say you have your own company and this says 4, obviously you don't want to put this slide in here, but you can definitely take it out, and I'll show you how to do that. And then it talks about a marketing plan, and then talks about core social. If you have it, you can take this slide out. And then it gives you what's your next step? Let's get started, or I need more time. And they will choose this. And then you'll get a ping saying, hey, they got back to me and said, they need, or they're ready. Or they say, I need more time. And it says, okay, I want to know why you need more time. And you'll also get a ping back saying they needed more time, and here's why. And so why. These are really great, feedback that you can get straight away from them when you send this presentation out. Okay, so that's kind of a very quickie high level of what this does, but it's really, like I said, very robust, and I highly recommend, again, that you take the core present live demo on Tuesdays to really learn how to make these presentations. What I want to talk to you about today was customizing your presentation, because as you could see, it was very kind of vanilla generic because, we had to make it available for everybody no matter what. So in customizing your settings, you can go up here. And we actually have 3 different customizations. So you can see on here, this is the one I was using, which was the traditional one. We have a modern one. And we have a luxury one, which I like a lot, actually. And what you can do is you can go in here and you can add your logo, which I've already done. You just add, you just click here and upload it from your computer. You can change the fonts. Like, let's say your company has branding guidelines and you need to have XYZ fonts in here. You can change the fonts. You can change your colors to match what's going on with your logo. So all of this stuff will be kind of generic out of the box, but you can change all this, and I have already. So you just put your hex codes in here. You can say, because there's information about you, do you want it at the top, do you want it at the bottom? And again, there's different themes even within the theme. So this is the luxury theme, but you can have it look like this. You can have it look like this. It kind of changes. You can have it look like that. So again, you can make all of these customizations happen to make it really branded to you. Now, I'm going to give you a caveat here. There are some brokerages that will not let you do this. They've bought CorPresent for you, and they say, well, we're sticking to our branding. They've already put all the branding in for your brokerage in there, and you're not allowed to make any changes in here when it comes to the branding colors and fonts and that kind of stuff, because they've already preloaded it for you. So just so you know, if you get in there and you're like, Heather, it's grayed out, why is that happening? That's why it's happening, is because your brokerage says, we pay for this. You guys use our branding colors, you use our branding fonts and whatnot, which shouldn't be a big deal since it's your own brokerage. Okay, so I'm going to save that and continue that. And then from here, you can go in and say, which of these do I want to turn on or off? Like if I showed you, I'm trying to remember what it was. There's all sorts of different things in here that you can put in. And there was that one in here, the buyer demand one. Was it that one? No, buyer interest. Well, there's that one with that funnel that I was showing you guys. Okay, maybe you don't have core social and you want to take this out. You can turn these on and off so that they're not in your presentation or not in your presentation. So go through each slide, see what you want, turn them on and off as you like. Just so you know, you're going to customize each one of these. If you turn on and off certain slides in luxury presentation, that does not turn them on and off in your traditional presentation. So if you think about it, you could have more than one presentation depending on, different types of sellers or whatever you wanted to do. But just know that if you turn things off in luxury, they're still going to be in traditional. The other thing I want to show you is the About Me section. So you can edit that. You're going to put it in here. And the thing that gets me the most is when you start typing, it's going to be super, super tiny and super, super small. And you're going to write a paragraph and it's only going to take up like a tiny bit of space. So the way that you fix that is you can click into here and you can change the size of your font. And you can also change the spacing so that it takes up as much space as you want to do here. You can also display another image or not display an extra image if you want. And save that. And then your testimonials, you have to put these in. So pick out like your top 5 testimonials that you want and put them in there. Now you have extra links, and I really love this. So if you want to put all your Zillow reviews, all your Google reviews, all your Facebook reviews, you just say what you want to say, which is Zillow reviews, and then you put your Zillow link here. Same thing with a link to your Google reviews. So that these will be clickable, and so that they can click out, because again, you're sending this as a web version, you're sending this as a URL. You can then click on any of those things, or they can, and see all of your reviews if they want to. So those are other things you can do to make it yours. And then you're going to say, well, Heather, I already have a listing presentation, or I don't like any of those listing presentations. You can upload your own here. So this is kind of where I wanted to get to. This is your presentation library. And these are all your slides. That makes sense. Or sorry, here's all your slides. But if you don't want these slides, you can add a slide. So let's say you want to add a slide. There's two ways to do it. There's adding a whole new presentation or just adding a couple of slides. So you might say, well, I want the slide to match. I want to add a slide in there, but you got all this brand, or not branding, but it's kind of got a theme already, like that traditional theme that we had before. I want it to match all the stuff that we've put in there for you already. So that's where you would do it here. You would say, okay, you pick the category you want it in. So maybe it's in your marketing. You want to do something. Let's say that you are really big into Matterport, and you do a Matterport for every single listing that you do, or you do drone video for everyone, or you do a walkthrough, you do something that's not, you want to talk about your actual marketing plan. So you can do that by just picking, and we have a bunch of different templates here that you can choose from. And so if you want to upload, an image here, add a headline here, maybe you want to upload an image right here of a drone footage of one of your, you can't do a video, but you can do a picture. So like a drone picture, let's say, and be like, I do drone for every listing that I do, so that people can get a full, understanding of your property and your property boundaries and blah, blah, blah. And you could write all that in there. And then you just save it and add it to your library, so that when you go back to that list, you can toggle this one on and off as you like. Because maybe you're going to this house that like I'm not going to do drone for this one because it's not that very big of a house, and I'm not going to get that big of a commission, and I don't want to pay for that. You could just toggle it off back where I showed you where all the toggles are. But at least you have this in here to add to your presentation at any time. So that's the one way to do it. And then you might say, well, I don't like any of this and I want to make my own presentation. You can do that too. You can add slides. You can, let's say you have a presentation, you can add it here. Let's say you've already done, you just upload it here. Let's say that, where was I at? You want to create one. A great place to create it is, me, I love my Canva. If you go to presentations in Canva, and when you do this, you want it to be, just FYI, the best sizing is 1600. And then they have tons of templates in here. And if you just search real estate, look at all these templates that they have. Like, find one that fits you, and everything in here is changeable, right? So maybe you want to do, let's see, I know there's like listing presentations on here. I'm just going to put in listing presentation. Yeah, no, selling your property, right? So like, let's say you want this one. Well, you can add all of them in, or you could just choose different ones. But like, you could just say like, I don't like this purple. My color is blue. It's all changeable, right? And maybe you want to add a page, talks about you. Again, you can make it all blue and whatnot. You can even do this here, make it blue. Oh, you have to do one by one, but you get the idea. And so you can change everything the way you want it to be, and you can make a whole presentation if you want. And then you would just download it and you're going to download it in a JPEG. Actually, I think you can do it in JPEG or a PNG, to be honest. Download it. And you would go back to your core present. Oopsies. And you can upload a single slide. So the one I downloaded is actually, when you download more than one thing in Canva, it puts it in a, today, why didn't it download untitled? Where did we put it? No, don't do that. No. And Microsoft does weird things all the time. It's a zip file. No. It downloads it in a zip file. So that one. No. Oh, I know why. My bad. You got to unzip it first. That's what I was trying to find. So I'm like, it should be in today's files, downloads. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you have to unzip it first. Extract all. Extract. Now it's there. So again, we go back to here. We're going to add the image. So we could, I made this one earlier, like if you want to do one a testimonial one or whatever, but you know, you can put that in there. Now, if you plan to send out a hard copy, you need a PDF portrait version because that's how it prints out. So in Canva, again, like you're taught, this is your, the way, this is the way you want it, is 1,000, tells you right there. Where are we at? You can resize it. And you might, obviously, because that was portrait, you're going to have to, you know, mess with it a little bit. So you might say, the other option is to turn it sideways, actually. And when it prints out, you can just give it to them sideways. Although that cuts off. You know, something like that. So you could make it so that, because it's going to print out, so you could print it out, they can look at it sideways if they want to, but it does print out portrait style. So again, you would just want to, where am I at here? You know, add that image there, and then you save it and add it to your library. Yes, continue. And now again, you have this that you can add or subtract to your presentation whenever you want. So that's kind of a quick overview on how to really make Core Present yours. If you, just a little plug here, in Done For You Services, which is in the marketplace, it is here. If you want to come talk to me about it and you're like, Heather, I don't want to do it, but I want you to do it for me, we can do that. We can update your Core Present for you any way you want. You just kind of have to let us know what you're looking to do, and we can do that if that's something that you want to do. Does anybody have any questions about doing all of this? Anybody? Oh, good. Yay. Oh, okay. You're welcome. Anybody have any questions about anything? We've got a good half hour left here. If you guys want to ask questions about, this is an open Q&A after we're done with our kind of tip or trick. And so if you were thinking about, hey, I was in my KV core and I want to learn how to do this, or I want to know how to do that, or this isn't making sense to me, now's your golden opportunity to, instead of paying for help sessions or coaching sessions, how much is the cost per month for this service? By this service, I'm assuming you mean Core Present. And I am not 100% sure what that costs, because it's not something that you as an agent can buy. It is something that can only be bought at the broker level. So most of the sales we're making right now, when a broker buys it, it's usually bundled in, but they can choose not to bundle it in. So if you do not have this, I would talk to your broker about it, and maybe ask them to go to this Core Present demo and see if it's something that they would want to add and make available to you. The pricing, I think, depends on the number of agents in the brokerage. So obviously, like, the more agents it is, the less it is per agent or whatever. But it is something that can only be bought at the broker level. Anybody else have any questions? Want to learn how to do something in KV Core that you weren't sure about? You are welcome, Reginald. Anybody? Feel like I'm like Lucy in Peanuts, like, free advice. I might put my sign out. Anyone want to ask me anything? How to turn off a campaign? You got it. Sharon, we'll go to, there's 2 different ways to do that. So in your marketing, all marketing, go to your smart campaigns. And I'm assuming you mean turn it off for your entire system, not for an individual lead, but I can show you both of those things. You will go to marketing, you go to smart campaigns right away, or go to all marketing and then go to smart campaigns. But this is a list of all your campaigns. And basically, if you want to turn a campaign off, you just toggle it off under status, and it will turn that campaign on and off. And so if it's off, that means if anyone else, before you turn it off, think about it, anyone in your CRM that was receiving that campaign prior will not receive it anymore. It will not show up in the list of available campaigns to assign people to. And so, obviously you want to know that. You can also delete campaigns as a whole. However, if they're scoped to your company or your team or your office, you cannot delete them. But if they're scoped to you as a user, let me see if I can find a user one here, right here. You can remove the campaign by just deleting it, and then it'll go bye-bye out of your entire list. And then obviously, if you're in your smart CRM, if somebody's on a campaign, like let's say they were on a campaign, do I have anybody? He says, these are my clients, so it's hard. Let's find Heather. Let's find me, my test person of the year here. So let's say we're on a campaign. All you have to do to take them off the campaign is you can either remove it. You can also pause it. So like, let's say you got a response from somebody, or you want to pause it for some reason, and then you want to restart it later. You don't want them to get the next whatever. You can pause that. Another great option, just while I'm here, is you can, if you put somebody on a campaign and you go to, this is a test campaign, so probably doesn't have any steps in it. Let's find one that does. I'll put open house on here. You can see all the future touch points of that campaign. So you might think, oh, this makes sense to me, but I don't think this one doesn't make sense for this particular person. I'm going to take that out. All right, everything else makes sense. We're good to go. You can always go in, and even though you added all the steps of the campaign to them, you can take out individual steps just for that one lead. How to do a mass videos to prospects. Well, Reginald, that would depend on if you're using Core Video or not. Are you using Core Video? You're using Core Video, and in the marketplace, Core Video is right here. It's a BombBomb integration. It pulls BombBomb videos in for us to use. Then the way to do that would be in your smart CRM. You would do video. So I'd say, okay, I want all of these people to get a video message. And then you would select your video from your BombBomb Reginald is not using core video. Okay, in that case, what you would want to do is you would want to go to marketing, all marketing. Smart campaigns. You'd want to make a template first with our advanced editor. So I'm assuming that if you're not using BombBomb, you're just going to send it like a video link. So in our advanced editor, you have to click here. And you can pull over video. You can also pull over core video if you have it. And then in here, you're just going to put your URL of your video. So let's get YouTube up here. Let's say it's on YouTube. You would hit share, copy your link, put it right here. And it's going to put a play button on there. It's going to be a picture. Now, 2 caveats to using YouTube videos. Number 1 is I highly recommend using a video that is either private, not private, unlisted, because if it's listed, then you're going and you're sending this to somebody, it's going to play that, you know how they love to play an ad before you can watch any video on YouTube. So if you don't want them to play an ad before your video, I would definitely make it unlisted so that that doesn't happen. The second thing is that unlike core video, if you were to put a core video message in here, it would be animated. This is just a stagnant picture with a play button. So depending on what your thumbnail looks like, I would try and make your thumbnail as engaging as possible to get them to click on the video to watch it. If you have core video, uh-oh, I don't want to do that. I'll use it. It moves, if you can see that. And so it you know, obviously you get a better, you would get a better click, but those are the 2 ways to do it. So then once you did that, you would save the template. You'd add that template in, and then you'd go back to your Smart CRM and you would say, okay, you could do this actually 2 ways. You could do it in mass this way. So I want all these people, do a filter, send, mass email. And you would pick that email that we did. We test video. Sometimes it takes a little while to show up in your list, and you would just, put it in there and send it. Or what you will do is, if it doesn't show up in your list either, try and just refresh. And a lot of times that's what it needs to show up. The other way to do it is to go to marketing, all marketing, and send a mass email. So this way, if I'm only sending it to like a handful of people, I do it this way. But if you have like 4,000 people to send it to, you'd have to do it like page by page, and you'd want to shoot yourself. So you don't want to do that. You would go to all marketing, schedule a mass email, schedule email. And then again, you would find your template in here. And you would say, you can send it to, matching a criteria, matching a hashtag, matching a status. So I want to send this to everybody in my sphere. You can save filters back before, if there's a filter you want, or again, you could say, I want it, you pick a hashtag, and then you pick when you want it to send, and you schedule it down here. So those are the 2 ways to send, or a couple different ways to send a video, if that makes sense. Any other question? Okay, Sharon said, how to see upcoming training events in KV Core. So in the dashboard, all of our live training is in that live training calendar. I think it's pretty dope too, Reginald. Right here is our training calendar. So these are all of our upcoming training events. I highly recommend, while I've got you guys on here, I'm gonna plug this right now. Just go sign up for this next Wednesday, Next Wednesday, we will not have our success meetup with me because we're doing our fall release instead. So basically every fall and every spring, we add fun new stuff to KV Core, and we do a online webinar just to show you guys what we're doing in there. And so you'll want to sign up for the fall release. It's kind of a big deal, all the stuff you can do with KV Core that's going to be brand new. Some of it might have been something that's new that's happened in the last couple months. Other things might be new stuff that's happening that we're releasing on the 9th. But I highly recommend everybody go to this. But please show that again. Oh, how to get, Sharon, how to get here. You go to your KV Core, you go to your dashboard, view training calendar, and just pick your time zone. So if you're in Central Time, whatever, they just show you so you have the right time, so you know. And then if you want to sign up for something, like let's say you want to sign up for that fall release, you just click on it, register here, register, if that makes sense. In our YouTube or on our Facebook page, if you guys are not on our Facebook page, I highly recommend getting on our Facebook page, joining the community. It's called the Inside Real Estate Group. And now I feel a little foolish because this did not happen this week because I'm super busy, I didn't get to do it. But most weeks, because the success meetups don't have the topics in here, it just says success meetups every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We do usually, except this week I didn't do it, but I try to put in, see if I can find it from last week, the topics for this week's success meetups. There it is. So this was last week. So those are all the success meetups, and we try and give you the topics and a registration button, but you can also register again, you know, right in here, for instance. And if you missed one, then you're like, man, I wanted to watch that one, but I couldn't. If you go to our YouTube channel, and you go to our playlists, all of our success meetup playlists. Oh, don't click on the actual thing. Click view playlist. No. Oh, hi, Christian. I don't want to. Christian's awesome, but we're gonna close him down. View full playlist. You can see all of the past ones that we've done, and you can go back and watch them as you like. So that is that. Anybody else have questions? Nobody? All right. Well, if no one else has any questions, and I will shut down early today. But remember that, you know, kind of put this in the back of your head. If you're going through, you're on KV Core and you're doing stuff and you're like, man, I don't understand this, or man, I really want someone to show me how to do this. There are one-on-one sessions that you can buy in the marketplace, but if you just have a quick question, come to any of these Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday sessions, because we usually have our tip or trick. And then you can just ask it there, like don't have to pay to come talk to somebody, just come see us here. It's kind of like office hours, if that makes sense. Reginald, you are welcome. Property alert with phone. No. You want to know how to do a property alert if they have a phone, but not an email? Maybe that's what you're asking, Tom? No email. Okay. We don't have that, does not happen. All the property alerts are sent out by email only. However, if you are in your smart CRM, and let's find me again, my test lead person. And I will have set up a property alert for myself. Oh, I know what you're saying, because okay, it's grayed out here. Property alerts is grayed out if you don't have an email. If that makes sense. How can we get around this? The only thing you could do is you could hit alerts. Yeah, I know, but like if you don't have a phone number, or I mean, if you don't have an email, property alerts is not going to, it's going to be grayed out, I'm pretty sure. You find somebody that doesn't have here. This is me. See, I don't have an email, or I do, but it's a fake email and the system knows it's a fake email. And so this is grayed out. The only workaround I could give you there would be this, would be to go to your I don't have a phone number. Yeah, but I also don't have, oh, maybe. You're saying it's there if there's a phone number? Maybe let's see. Yeah, you still can't do it. I'm pretty darn sure if there's not a valid email, it's grayed out. Yeah. But what you could do is this, is you could go to lead engine, build squeeze page. This is my little workaround for you. It's the best I can kind of do for you here. That's a good idea though. We should be able to at least be able to make one, even if we can't send one. So let's say you wanted to, this person was looking in Santa Monica. I think oh, Virginia, I'm in the wrong place. My bad. Let's do Sandstone. Okay. This is the MLS. My thing is hooked up to my demo account. Okay, so let's say we're looking here, and they were looking for single family homes, and their price range was, 150 to, I don't know the price range in this area, so I want to make sure we come up with something. And maybe they're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath or whatever. Make the hashtag be whatever the name of the person is, Joe's alert, and generate the link, or actually make it never, so he never has to sign up, because you don't want to force a registration for somebody who is already in your system. Generate the link, copy it, go back to Joe, which in this case was me. There's a Heather's alert. And you can send a text message to Joe saying, or Heather, hi Heather, whatever. Here's a list of properties for you. Whatever you want to say. Here's the latest of what you want to have. And then you send a text. And then that way you have the list of all the text messages, or excuse me, you have a list of all the properties. So as if he goes there, he's going to see all the properties that match that criteria that you picked out for him. Right? And then what you could do is you can make a note, so we could send that, right? And then we can make a note. Yeah, it didn't send because I put my landline in there, but it would send if it was a cell phone number. And then you can make a note, and you could say, add note. This is Heather's listing alert link. Put that link in there, pin it to the top, and just, send it to them periodically. That's the best I could say for, yeah, you can send the same link every week, because this link is dynamic. So anything that's matching their criteria, and I would definitely have it set up for days on website so that the newest stuff shows up first for them. You could send that link because anything new that came on the market will show up here first for them. And, stuff that goes off the market will drop off of this. So that link is always going to be dynamic. It's always going to be correct anytime and at any time. Yeah. All right. Anybody else? You're very welcome. Okay. Last call. All right, guys, it was a pleasure as always to hang out with everybody today. This will be up on YouTube in a day or two. And if you have any questions there, you can always comment on that and come see me on Wednesdays, except for not next Wednesday. Go to the fall release webinar. It's going to be cool. All right, see you guys.